Welcome back to Right Voice Radio. We're going to talk about your stimulus check. Who's going to receive it, when you're going to get it, and how much are you going to get? So, you may have heard that your third stimulus check will be much larger than the first two. And you may have also heard that it could be smaller. So, what's the truth? Do you qualify? You may not even qualify for any money at all. Now, the reason for the confusion is that the $1.9 trillion stimulus bill was debated amongst the Senate. Things like income limits and eligibility rules, they've been in flux this whole time. So there's no basic answer to the question of how much the third payment might compare to the first or second stimulus check. It's all based on a bunch of different variables based on who you are. Now, checks will max out at $1,400, but some Americans will experience phase outs or total ineligibility if they even received one or both of the previous checks. So, the best way to know what to expect is to plug in your particular scenario and let the stimulus check calculator on cnet.com go ahead and do a projection for you. You can also go to some other sites. There's some other sites that have the debt projection calculation. But to put it basically, if you have a baby in 2020, or you're one of the millions of Americans who didn't receive the first or second stimulus check, then it's going to be different how you calculate your third stimulus check. Now, there is one more hurdle to go before Joe Biden signs the $1.9 trillion stimulus bill into law, and that's passing the amended bill into the House, an event that's set to take place this week. Now, the Senate made a notable change to the third check by reducing the upper income limit to receive any check. So if your AGI, or adjusted gross income, is equal to or more than $80,000 for a single taxpayer, or $120,000 for a head or household, or $160,000 a year for filing jointly, then you will not be eligible at all. Now, who would get the full stimulus amount? Now, the person that would get the full stimulus amount is an individual taxpayer that made less than $75,000 per year based on their AGI. Had a household who had an AGI of less than $112,500 a year, and a married couple filing jointly that made less than $150,000 a year will get the and that's their AGI. That's their adjusted gross income, folks. They would receive the full stimulus check. Now, there are two new rules with the third stimulus check that could affect you if you have dependents. Now, each dependent does count for a flat rate of $1,400, even if the adult counts for less. So, if you're a married couple with a combined AGI of $155,000, but you still have a dependent, they still qualify for the $1,400. Now, dependents are no longer restricted by age on a third stimulus bill. College students, adult children with disabilities, and older adults would now count toward the $1,400 each. And unlike the first two checks, you can't receive any money if you exceed the upper income limit, even if you have dependents. So, let's say you were a married couple filing jointly, and you made $170,000 a year, you would be excluded from receiving any payments, so it wouldn't matter that you have dependents. Okay? So a single parent who makes with four children who makes $120,000 wouldn't qualify, where a single parent with four dependents who makes $119,000 would still qualify for money. So there's going to be a lot of tricks and a lot of different variables to this this new stimulus package. I mean, the AGI. Okay, so if you have an AGI, an adjusted gross income of 79,000 and no dependents, you should receive $280. If you have an AGI of $90,000 and no dependents, you'll receive zero. If you have an AGI of $90,000 and you're the head of household, you'll receive $1,400. If you have an AGI of $90,000 and you're a married couple filing jointly, you would receive $2,800. And the examples go on and on and on, folks. There's so many variables to the bill. They should just give all Americans that are hurting some money to help them out. Or better yet, they should just open the entire country and let us get back to work. The reason that we're in this whole issue, problem, tragedy, destructive phase that we have to recover from is because our economy was shut down. If our economy was still alive, we wouldn't be talking stimulus. But I'm getting into another subject. This was supposed to be about who gets the stimulus, how much they get, and when they expect to receive it. So I don't know if you guys heard about the timeline, but they're saying that some folks should be able to receive their stimulus check by the 28th of March, especially those who are set to receive the first wave. Now, there's no way to determine who's going to receive their check first, as the IRS and the Treasury Department. It's the middle of tax season, guys, so you expect delays. And those that filed for paper checks, you're going to receive the paper checks just like you did with your taxes as well. It's going to come to the address on your that you filed under. So if your bank account is inactive, that you received your direct deposit last year, you're going to receive a paper check at the address on your filing as well. So this stimulus check is more complicated than ever. And if it was $1.9 trillion? Where's all the money going? I really want to see where all the money's going. We should talk this stimulus bill with someone on the inside that can explain to us where exactly this money is going. That's an official invite to any senators, congressmen on either side, on the left, on the right. If you can explain to us where all the money is going in this stimulus bill, I'd love to have you on Right Voice Radio. We might even have you on one of our shows. Johnny Brew has an extensive show that he does interview, a lot of politicians and different figures. So we can get you on the Johnny Brew Show. I'd love to talk to you on 5 Minutes with Paul. I'm sure Matt Anthony would love to have you on the Matt Anthony Show even. So, you have options. You don't want to be on camera, that's fine. Come on, Right Voice Radio. But we want to know where our money's being spent. And the money in the stimulus bill, we're going to get some money. People that made a certain amount of money are going to receive some money. Some people aren't going to get anything. Do you think business owners that made $200,000 in 2019, 2018, and haven't filed for 2019 yet, but their business went under, they don't need help? They don't need a stimulus? Just because their house payment was more than yours, their car payment? In America, we're set up to live the same way, folks. We're all set up to live like we're paying our house payment, our car payment. Nobody owns their house and their car. People do, but it's not common. The common way is to make a car payment and to have a house payment, to make payments on the things that you want. You have credit card payments. You're working a job. Your job provides income that pays for your payments and your monthly bills, which keep you afloat. And without a stimulus, it doesn't matter if your monthly bills were $20,000 or $2,000. You're seeing the same, the same troubles. You're seeing the same. You're both homeless. If you can't pay your mortgage, and your mortgage is, $2,500 a month, you're going to be in the same boat as someone who pays rent for $800 a month. If they don't pay, you're going to lose your house. If they don't pay their rent, they're going to get kicked out. The difference is, you got more skin in the game. The more money that you make, the more skin you have in the game. Now, yes, should Americans be more responsible and put more money away? Absolutely. Absolutely. But we don't. And I personally think it's so unfair to base a stimulus on these variables. Okay? But that's just my opinion as someone behind the microphone speaking to you today. I'm sure you might have the same opinion or a different opinion. We'd love to hear it. Comment. I don't know, guys. I want to know where the money's going. $1.9 trillion is a whole lot of money for a stimulus bill. And the people aren't seeing it. We're not seeing $1.9 trillion. It's going to causes that we don't support, causes that some people support. But who determines where this $1.9 trillion are going? Well, Democrats are determining it right now. And what are we going to do about it? Well, we're going to have to watch, folks. We're going to have to watch. We're going to have to keep our eye on this bill. And we're going to have to see where our money is, being siphoned to. And we're going to have to, I don't know what we're going to do. Honestly, we're going to have to see what we're facing and then take it from there. Well, I hope you guys receive your stimulus check. I hope you have no issues. And I hope everything works for all of you the way that it was intended to. Even though I think it's a bad plan. I don't support the new stimulus bill, although it's good to see money in the pockets of Americans again. I don't think they're making the best use of it. But then again, that's just one man's opinion here on Right Voice Radio.